Hello YouTubers, Troz here, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program, First Contract. That's correct, the 0.24 version of the game is out, and this includes contracts and reputation. You now have to pay for your ships, but you do get percent of the money back when you recover. So, I think it's time to start a new save. We are going to do career mode. Previous career mode is just called science mode now. Now career includes funds, reputation, and science. Call this first contract. And there are multiple flags now, more new flags. Basically, all the previous manufacturers that are in the game now have a flag or logo. Should we? I used last time. You know what? Let me. I'm a member of the Shack News forum, so I'm gonna use this Shack flag that someone made up. So let's start this off. So, you see, now we got some meters here in our UI. We got our current funds. This is our reputation. We are, I guess this yellow is not so good. Green is good. I think there's red further on. There's a little strip of light blue, I think, that we're currently on, which is, okay. Middling. And we have no science. Additionally, here's some buttons for your active contracts, and I believe this is notifications or messages, and we don't have any right now. So let's go to the new mission control building. Hey, Gene. So, here are available contracts. You got active contracts and archive. I think we'll have your failed and completed contracts that are no longer active. The little star rating here is roughly how difficult it is. And, well, launch a new vessel. I've been told that these first few are kind of hard-coded, but after you complete the first few contracts, the game basically randomly generates contracts based on how much science you've unlocked and how much reputation you have. Good reputation will give you contracts that are more rewarding. They give you more funds and possibly more science. You can see this contract gives you some science, and I'm assuming that's reputation. So the better reputation you have, the better contracts you'll have, the more profitable. But if you fail contracts, there should always be some contracts that will that you'll be able to complete, even if you're completely out of money and have bad reputation. There will be some easy contracts that will give you a small advance, or at least an advance that should be enough to complete the contract if you're out of money. So launch a vessel. The Kerbal World's First Record-Keeping Society would like you to launch the first spacecraft so they can add it to their record books. It's okay for clerks from the First Record-Keeping Society. We're getting nowhere figuring out if we somehow didn't have any goal in mind. It's true, though, that the way we would often be achieving sudden combustion was how we got into that situation in the first place. That apparently ended up raising more questions than answers. This is where you come in. We want you to launch a vessel to officially start off a space program. Yeah, I can do that. This one never expires. Some contracts expire, and that's how you would fail them. This gives you a good advance and a good completion bonus and some science, but if you fail it, basically all your events and slightly more gets taken away. So let's accept this contract, and you can see we immediately got the funds. Yeah, you're standing by to watch the launch there. So set a record altitude of 5,000 meters. Also, the World's First Record Keeping Society we're making very little progress towards finding out if we're somehow out of ideas. It's true, though, that the way we would often be ongoing unplanned disassembly was quite definitely part of the reason. As you can imagine, that's why we're here. I want you to set an altitude record of 5,000 meters so they can add it to their record book. I should be able to reach 5,000 meters with my first ship, so I'm going to take that contract as well. Although escaping the atmosphere and orbiting Kerbin, probably not something I could accomplish right now, so I'm not going to take them yet. So let's close this and go to the vehicle assembly building. So now we have these little meters down here, and some of the controls got moved all around. Well, things now cost. Parts now have a cost. See, this command pod costs $600, or I should say 600 funds, because they're called funds. And you can see this is basically your current funds. This is how much the ship, if you launched it, would cost you. You don't get charged until you actually hit the launch button. So you can try out whatever wacky design you want. You can save it, come back later, and you won't be charged until you actually launch it. When you land, you can recover the ship, and you'll be refunded funds based on basically the conditions of the parts. For any parts that you lost or broke or exploded on the landing, you will not get money for, and the rest of the parts you will get money for, less I guess some reconditioning, any fuel used, and basic transportation costs. So if you land near the Space Center, you'll get a very large percentage, assuming everything's able to be reused. But if you land on the other side of the world, well, they're going to have to transport the stuff back, and that will lower your cost. Not sure what's the lowest you can get. I do know landing very near the runway or the launch pad gets you 90 or maybe even above 90% back. And I'm not sure what the lowest is. I heard you can get as low as 50 or maybe even less, 50%. I'm not sure of what the exact lowest is. So, new things to keep in mind when you build spaceships. So we don't have many parts here. We're a new space program. We do have only one type of parachute. We don't have radial parachutes. Now, I'm not entirely sure how much I need to get to 5,000. I kind of know. I have looked at a few of the introductions to 0.14. Okay, here's our active contracts. Almost didn't notice them here on messages. Sorry, I should have said 0.24, and I think I said 0.14. Anyway, I'm going to build a little bit of overkill. But I want to... I don't want to overdo it. I want to overdo it, but not too much. I want to overdo it in a way that will let me recover. And why is... Come on. I should be able to don't want to snap. Okay. That'll be okay. I don't have landing legs. I was kind of hoping to use these boosters as landing legs, or at least have them close to level with this, so on landing we don't tip over. But I don't think that's possible. Don't have any sub-assemblies. Some girders. I think this will be okay. What I want to do is that. So we don't have any decouplers, but I still want to stage this. These solids will be my way of getting off the ground. When they run out, I will turn on the main engine. I'll still be carrying the solids with me. There'll be some dead weight. Let's actually get some information on that. Right click. So the mass is 3.75, let's say. And the solid fuel is 3.25 of that. So they'll only be half a ton each, which isn't that bad. So these will get me up. Maybe they'll get me to 5,000. I'm not sure. If they don't, I can then use this engine to get me the rest of the way. And then I have 4 parachutes, which should be more than enough to have this land safely without anything breaking. I hope. I may lose, like if I come down on one of the solid rockets, I may lose that solid rocket, which would also mean I'd lose that one parachute. But then the rest of this should be going slow enough that's all recoverable. So that's my plan. I don't think I have to select these or anything. I don't want or need any action groups. I don't have anything to action on the action groups. And sure, we'll have Rocket Pioneer Jebediah Kerman be our pilot. That should be a bumper sticker. Alright. So this is gonna cost more than we'll get for completing it. But with the bonus, or I should say with the advance and with recovery, we should be making plenty of funds here, and have more funds than we do right now when we're all said and done. We have almost 12,300. I'm hoping to have something like 15,000 once this is done. So let's hit launch here, and we should see our funds tick down. Alright, here we are. There's our funds ticking down. So we have this screen here which shows our funds, our reputation, and our science. Here's our traditional resources screen. I think I'm going to leave this open, at least for the launch. Can we actually have more than one of these open at once? Doesn't look like it. Can't drag them around. Oh, but we can do that. That's not perfect, but it's decent. I don't really care about my electric charge. I don't think it's going to be an issue. And I'm not going to be using any monopropellant either. Yeah, so you will get refunded for the monopropellant and fuel that you don't use. In my case, it's only going to be monopropellant left. Another change I should mention is the throttle now starts at 50%. I think it did that way long ago. But then that was changed. It looks like... I'm going to say it looks like the look of this has changed slightly, but it's mostly the same. I don't recall these metal edges, but they do look nice. Oh. I picked a flag for our Space Center, but apparently that's not the default flag for each mission. I'll have to remember to change that when I create new missions. But science-wise, I still need to gather science, or would like to gather science. If I do a crew report now, it's only going to be one science, and I don't want to risk coming out and falling off in an attempt to just call them out, get back in, and be able to do another one. So I'm going to launch and attempt to do a crew report at the top of my flight. That should get us the most science. I'm going to turn on SAS, and I think we're ready. So I'm going to launch in 3, 2, 1. Lift off. And we're going up pretty good. Actually, going up really good. We're going up pretty fast. And we probably will break 5,000 just off of these engines. Solid rocket boosters. Yeah, pretty easily. So yes, I have totally over-engineered this. Jebediah looks really happy. Alright, I'm going to stage. And let's throttle up. This is probably good for the crew report. 3.5 science. Data. We are going really high. Alright, I'm going to try this here. EVA report. Keep the data. No, not let go. I did not. That was really bad. Down, forward, up, forward. F grab. Down, board. Oh, we're still going up. We're gonna hit space. I probably should have kept some fuel. So I could adjust my landing. Yeah, we are in space. I say crew report. Yeah, this is worth 5 science. Keep data. Oh, and we got check marks for contract complete. Yeah, plenty of electric charge. We haven't had to use much torque. I haven't steered. Let's look at the map. Alright, it says we're gonna... Well, it looks like we're gonna land in the water. However, we are... The world is rotating below us. We went straight up, so we should come straight down. And the only thing is, because the air was pushing on us, we'll probably back a slight ways. Should probably just time warp here, because... Alright. We're on our way back down. You can see... Corral's not quite under us, but we still have a ways to go. It does not look, from this view, that we're going to land near the Space Center. We'll be in the ground behind it. So, we'll probably not get full recovery, but we're not that far away. And that's kind of what I meant before about saving some fuel to adjust our orbit. Well, I guess not really an orbit, but I didn't expect to leave the atmosphere. But we could have still tilted and thrusted to at least land in this tan area, which is the near Space Center. Alright, we're starting to get some re-entry effects. I'm going to pop the parachutes. That'll help us slow down. Almost hit 10G there, but probably only 8. But we should be relatively safe now. Should be landing decently. Almost at 100 meters per second, and we should be well below that once the chutes deploy. Alright, we're crossing 100 meters per second. We're at 2,000 meters. Alright, chutes are about to yes, and we're down to about 7 meters per second, which should not be a problem for landing at all. Let me just accelerate time here a little bit. Yeah, we're down under 7 now. Alright, time warp is off. Okay. And, we have landed. And, I don't want to risk getting out and injuring Jebediah. So I'll just recover from here and, see how things go, since this is my first time recovering a ship in the new version of the game. Okay, yes, we are at now 18,117 funds. So we got crew report, it gave us 5 science. Data from EVA report from the upper atmosphere, which is another 5 science. Recovery of a vessel after a suborbital flight, 8 science, for a total of 18.6 science. Plus, I believe we got some from the contract, which should give us now 23. Part value. 11 parts, 4 resources. We are 7 kilometers, 97.7% value. So this quantity part value, which I believe is already multiplied by the 97.7%, and this gives you your funds for each line then. So we got 2 of these at basically 325 each. Gives us 650. Liquid fuel engine, one of them. 3 solid boosters. It's only 63 because all the fuel is gone from them. 4 parachutes. 10 monopropellant. No fuel, no oxidizer, no solid fuel. So we got basically 3,900 funds back from our, I forget what it was. It was close to 5,000. Maybe it was over 5,000 ship. So there's our total crew. Jebediah was recovered. We get plus 25 reputation. We have a total of 47 reputation now. And our 2 contracts. Yep, we set the altitude goal of 5,000 meters. That gave us 10 reputation. You can now see we're solidly in the green, and there the light blue is behind us. So that says 0, 25, negative 25. So that's what it looks like to me. And then launched a new vessel. That gave us 10 reputation, 5 science, and some money. You can just discard those. Alright, so they go away.
Oh.
Alright, Gene. Test parachute and flight. Let's see that we had a live test to really know whether our parachute really was as incredible as we said it was. That said, for the petty geniuses trying something possibly exemplary at research and development, it was simply nice. Admittedly, we will frequently be providing possible theories about how the parachute really was as awesome as you said, as we said, and was how we got into the situation in the first place. Be that as it may, you've surely deduced already from this. That's why we're here. We want you to test the parachute. So expires. I need to take this in the next 2 days or so, but I have a year to complete it. Objectives: perform the test. The part to the staging sequence. All test conditions are met. We need to be between 17 and 20, and between 110 and 510 meters per second. Okay. That's kind of a tight window. What else we have? Solid fuel booster. They're trying to reproduce experiment. About the solid fuel booster. Alright, so we may be able to complete both of these at the same time, but they don't pay that much. Stack decoupler. They find themselves estimating how volatile standard grade salt fuel and real is big problem. Time to test the standard stack, or test the TR-18 stack decoupler. Okay, I think this one is... more easily doable. 500. You do that on the way back down. Not sure if we're quite ready for orbit. Let's take this contract and this contract, and let's go some shopping at the research and development. You know what? I'm not going to go shopping at research and development yet. So here's an example. Because our contract... Can we scroll this? How do we... Okay. Is to test a stack decoupler. We are given one in order to test it. I'm going to save this ship as mission 1. I'm going to redesign it for this mission. So we take the stack decoupler. Have no fuel lines yet. Kind of want the extra parachutes still. These will attach to the side of anything. What's the cheapest way to do this? You're 425. You're 325. Attaching you guys to the side is still cheaper. Alright, so my plan is to lift off with this one rocket. This will burn out quickly. We probably won't get to 5,000 with it. Here's the risk. Plan is then to fire these. And they need to get us between 18... or at least over... at least a 19. That's a big ask. That's gonna blow up. Hopefully these will get us over 18, at which point I will decouple the decoupler. On the way back down, I will need to hit the parachutes. At 19. That's the plan, and I'm sticking with it. Sure. Bit expensive. Let's see what the reward is. I'm not going to get the recovery from this, but I think it was only worth 60 or 70. It's worth less than 100. So, that's not that bad. Should be able to recover everything else. Let's go for it. Okay. Stay. Alright, there we go. Kerbin, flying. Parachute's on the way down. Let's leave this one on there. Oh, look, now I have the flag. I didn't even choose it. Alright. Turn on SAS. At 19. Pop. Stage 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Take off. Not very quick, but hopefully we'll reach at least 1,000 meters, maybe not. This may be problematic. Alright. On to the next ones. To get in the range. 15. Our speed is too low. 18. Yeah, but our speed is way too low. Alright, I am decoupling. Oh! Total failure. Total failure. Can we do this somehow? I can't repack? Nope. Board. Total failure on both fronts. Well, I'll see what happens when you fail a mission, and I know what I have to do to retry these. This is going to be some wasted effort, but well, Jeb always likes a nice rocket ride. Check your staging. make sure. Turn off SAS. We don't need it. Make sure you have enough power to get off the ground. Actually, it looks like we are going to come right down. Not exactly on the runway. Pretty close. Parachute should open real soon. There they go. And again, we're at 7 meters. A little more weight, but we have an extra parachute. I should say 7 meters per second is our descent rate. Let's speed this up a bit. Okay. So this was basically just a waste of money, but we learned something. Oh, I should have gotten science. You know what? I can get science. Crew report. That's worth 1 science. EVA. Oh, okay. You're okay. EVA report. Take a surface sample. We are going to cover Jebediah. So we got 35 science. Total 11 from here. And then if we go back, go here, and we select, and we say recover. Got a 6 science from the vessel. We got 4,000 funds, a little 4,150 or so. We basically lost our advance. The engine's expensive, but 98% back. We got fuel back. Okay. I call this mission 2A. Save. Alright, let's try that. We're going to have 3 to get off the ground. 3 is our second stage. I'm hoping that will get us in the sweet spot. Then dropping these off, or which will allow us to drop them off in the correct range. So we didn't technically fail these. We are still within the time window for them. We just did not accomplish them initially. So let's open this up again and turn on SAS and fix our staging. There we go. Alright, so that's what we want. No, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. These upper two should be there. I really hope that's what we want now. Hopefully these three will take us to 7,000 maybe. And then, because the air is thinner, hopefully these will take us the rest of the way. Let's go for it. In 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Much better than last time. Maybe not better than last time. Didn't get as high as I think we needed to get. Don't know if we'll have proper speed. Get up to 18. We are over speed. Maybe we will have proper speed. 16, 17, 18, all green. Successful. I'm not even going to use the fuel. Yep, we got one, thanks. True report. Keep data. Let's. Still going up. Alright, hoping that little thrust will keep us landing at the Space Center. Alright, we are on our way down. Wanna I think I'm not going to risk EVAing. I believe we already have that science. I thought those were removed. Maybe that was changed. I thought debris were removed. It looks like they may reach to the ground now and may be recovered. 7. No, they are a lot further, but it disappeared at maybe 8 kilometers now. But we're 26 up, so it didn't land. Looks like we're gonna hit the water, or maybe just the coast, which actually wouldn't be... The coast close to the water wouldn't be too bad. I'm not sure about the... Oh, crap. I totally forgot about opening the parachute at the right altitude. Wow. I am just totally failing. Alright. We'll have to land this and go one more. I'm gonna do as cheap of a ship as I can. So, you'll have to do one more quick flight. Probably shouldn't have just risked it and just opened them both at the same time, because I think we were within the right range for both of those. Alright. Alright, coming down a little faster. I think we'll be fine though. Lost the engine. That's not good. I was thinking of running to the coast and getting a sample, but I don't even care at this point. 47 science. Got some funds from recovery of parts. Crew. Maybe that's 250 reputation. And leave the contract. 4,000, but alright, just because I took the contract, I want to complete it. But probably shouldn't have this part anymore. Yeah, it's not instructional, so I guess I can keep using it as long as I recover it. You know what? Let's do that. Engine. Let's do 3 of these, because that seemed to work decently last time. Alright. Mission to B. Or not to B. That's the question. Let's launch this. This will be my final mission for this episode. I just want to get that contract over and done with. Turn on SAS, open the contract. Throttle up, I don't really care about that. Staging looks good. Keep your eye on the contract. And let's launch in 3, 2, 1. fast. So let's throttle them. In fact, throttle off at this point. And we're all good. Testing the parachute. Contract complete. That was already the stack decoupler one. 1,000 funds. 88 reputation. We have parachutes, but we're still going up. We got some fuel. We'll get a refund on. Report. Probably do a crew report in the lower atmosphere. I don't think I've done one there. That was the upper atmosphere, right? Crew report. Yes, upper. Alright, we'll have plenty of science for next time, and we'll go some part shopping and then see what we can do on some of the other contracts. Just give us a number, tooltip or something. Alright, we're wobbling back and forth here a little bit, but receiving electric charge in theory. Looks like we're going to come down pretty close to the Space Center. Next time we'll try for orbit, maybe. Some contracts related to that. So, we'll see how that goes. As soon as we land here, we have about 7 kilometers to go. May hit a building. That wouldn't be that good. It looks like we're coming over the crew facility, training center. What if we that should be good, I hope. We just gotta make sure we're going slower than 7, because we blew up our engine, and that's costly. Alright, we are going slower than 7. Let's time warp down a little, because this would take forever. Alright. Coming in 6.7. Turn on the rocket slightly. That was a nice touchdown. I forgot to get science while coming down. I wanted to get it while we're in the air. Gotta make myself a list of notes. 0.1 science. Alright, so not quite 50. Close though. Got 3,608. We're over 20,000 again. Crew. We will swap out Kerbal for next time. Let Bill and Bob get a turn. Next. Done. got our contracts done. Now, do we have to trash them? Is that what it is? There we go. Alright, they're all cleared out. Let's just take a quick look. Test the solid booster. Probably... Probably could have done that. We could maybe do that next time. We'll have one set of boosters, and then a main liquid engine, and then another set of boosters. We can start at there. And achieve a stable orbit. That sounds a little difficult. But we have science to unlock more parts, and I'm sure with the more parts that will be a lot easier to do. Thanks, Gene. We got well, we got 48 science. Might as well start spending it. 5 here. Okay, that would be... You know what? Let's do this. A little 20 here. These bigger boosters will help us. Smaller engine would definitely help us in space and in orbit. Landing legs would definitely help, and radial parachutes I think will definitely help. And we have the science for that. So we're down to 8 science. I don't think we can... No. These all take 45, and this is 18. But this should make getting into orbit a lot easier. We now can decouple things. Although things we decouple are kind of lost. We do have the bigger boosters. So they will, I think, definitely help us get into orbit. But that'll be for next time. So, thanks for watching Kerbal Space Kerbal Space Program First Contract. And I'll catch you guys next time. This is it's going to be a whole new world here. Getting science, getting contracts, fulfilling them, and seeing how we do. Wow, I'm now up to 35,000 funds with taking those contracts, and hopefully we'll only go on from there and not have some of the issues I had with missing the correct ranges for fulfilling the contracts. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.